5 seconds to go. Start. Within its ambit, all companies now are or may hereafter become subject to the vice. His Lordship held that the basis of classification by its very nature cannot be exclusively applicable to any particular company and its shareholders, but was capable of wider application, and therefore the law founded on that basis must also be wide enough so as to be capable of being applicable to whoever may happen at any time to fall within that classification. His Lordship observed that the basis of classification by its very nature was much wider, and that there would be no classification at all, and therefore there was no reason to throw on the petitioner the almost impossible burden of proving that there were other companies which were in fact precisely and in all particulars similarly situated. His Lordship observed that in the facts of the said case, the petitioner could very well claim to have discharged the onus of showing that the company and its shareholders had been singled out for discriminating treatment by showing that the Act on the face of it had adopted a basis of classification which, by its very nature, could not have been exclusively applicable to the company and its shareholders, but which could also be equally applicable to the other companies and their shareholders. It can thus be seen that though there appears to be disagreement on other aspects, but all the opinions unanimously hold that even a legislation dealing with a single entity or an undertaking would be permissible in law if it is based on a reasonable classification having nexus with the object to be achieved. The classification should be such wherein an entity or an undertaking to whom a special treatment is provided can be singled out on the basis of some reasonable classification from the others in the same class. However, there appears to be disagreement with regard to the discharge of burden, whereas the majority is of the view that there is a presumption with regard to validity of the enactment, and that the burden is on the person who challenges the validity thereof. The minority holds that in such cases wherein an entity has been singled out, then once the petitioner points out that he has been singled out from a class similarly circumstanced, the same should be taken as having discharged the burden. It has been held by the minority that asking the petitioner to discharge the burden by placing the evidence in such cases would be asking him to do an impossibility. However, even from the majority view, it appears that in the facts and circumstances of the said case, the majority found that, quite apart the petitioner placing any material on record to discharge the burden, there was not even a single statement on affidavit with regard to discrimination. In the case of D.S. Reddy versus Chancellor, Osmania University and others, the Constitution Bench of this court was considering the constitutional validity of Section 5 of the Osmania University Second Amendment Act 1966, which introduced Section 13A into the original Act. The challenge of the petitioner therein was that, by virtue of Section 13A, a differentiation was made between the appellant, who was a Vice Chancellor on the date of the commencement of the said Act, and other persons who were to be appointed Vice Chancellors thereafter. It was argued that the differentiation was without any basis, and that such a classification did not have any reasonable relation to the main object of the legislation. Stop.